Hi, I'm Katie Gabhart. I'm your circuit judge of the 14th Judicial Circuit, 2nd Division. I'm the first woman to ever be general circuit judge in our circuit. And I understand the responsibility that I have being a representative of the female race and also being an example to young women and children, young girls in the community to show them that this is possible. This is something that achievable, you should attain. So what do I bring to the bench? Well, I have over 23 years of practicing law and 20 years of state service for the executive branch. I went to UK undergrad, graduating with a political science degree in 1996, and I went to U of L Law School, graduating with my JD in 1999. I began my state service in the Criminal Appeals Division as an Assistant Attorney General at the Attorney General's office. I worked on death penalty cases and other criminal cases. My job was to ensure jury verdicts were upheld and that law enforcement, their work in conducting investigations was upheld at the appellate level. Then I worked as a trial attorney for 2 years. I did multi-million-dollar construction law litigation, personal injury, class action lawsuits, and bad faith litigation. Then I returned to state service and worked for the OSHA Review Commission, but the bulk of my state service was between two very important agencies. The first was the Kentucky State Board of Elections. I was there for 6 years as their general counsel. I rewrote election laws to ensure that they were fair and impartial, to ensure every vote counted, which is so important in our state and national elections. I also worked on election challenge litigation. Then I went to the Executive Branch Ethics Commission, where I worked for 11 years, fighting public corruption. This is a watchdog agency, and our job was to ensure that elected officials and public servants did not abuse state resources or allow their personal conflicts of interest to interfere with their ability to work on behalf of the people and for our Commonwealth. Now, a little bit about me. I've lived in Scott County for 18 years. I've lived in the Commonwealth of Kentucky my entire life. I grew up on a small cattle farm in Boyle County and was raised by my father, who's a Woodford County native, and my mother, who both working class. My father was a farmer and truck driver, and my mom was a school teacher. And they raised us on Commonwealth values, family, hard work, and ensuring that we knew the difference between right and wrong. Now, I've raised my children with my husband, Aaron Gabhart, a Scott County native. We have 5 children together. We have a combined family, and we've worked really hard to ensure that they had strong moral values. I have 2 sons that are autistic, and to support them, we have volunteered for over a decade for the Scott County Special Olympics. And since 2015, my husband and I have coached the Scott County Special Olympics track and field team. Now, I see my job as a coach to clear hurdles. So we show up at the track early and we literally clear the hurdles from the track and any other debris, ensuring our athletes have clear access to the track and that there's no barriers to them being able to compete. Well, I see my job as a circuit judge much the same. My job is to clear hurdles for the participants in the system, ensure that they have access to the process, ensure that they have a voice and that they receive due process. Why did I get into this race? I've never run for office before, and I'm not a politician. But I got into this because my opponent, who's married to the Commonwealth attorney, if he gets elected, he cannot preside over the criminal docket. As someone who's enforced an ethics code, I had a real problem with that. And I just don't think that the voters should have someone who can't do the whole job. Now, how the chips will fall is up to the voters. I just want them to be informed and so that they can make a decision about who they want on the bench. Someone who can do half a job and creates a problem that the rest of us have to solve, or someone who can do the whole job. And I'm on the bench, I'm doing the whole job, and I will continue to do so with the grace and the vote of the voters. Thank you.